What if I told you that one of the most talked about cryptocurrencies of 2025 just faced a reality check live, in front of the entire crypto world? At Consensus 2025, Pi Network was supposed to shine. Instead, its price tanked, its supporters grew frustrated, and the crypto world is now asking, did Pi miss its moment? Or, is this just the beginning of something much bigger? Don't go anywhere, because what happened at this event is more than a price drop. It's a warning, a lesson, and maybe, a setup for one of the greatest comeback stories in crypto. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what went down, where Pi Network stands now, and what it means for the future of this highly anticipated project. Consensus 2025 was supposed to be Pi Network's moment of arrival. With so many eyes on the project, anticipation had been building for weeks. From social media buzz to investor speculation, the Pi community was counting on something big, something game-changing. When Pi's founder and CTO, Dr. Nicholas Kokkelis, took the stage, the mood was optimistic. He spoke passionately about the potential of blockchain and AI working together, painting a vision of a world where Picoin is seamlessly integrated into real industries like healthcare, education, digital identity, and e-commerce. He declared that the Pi network is now fully decentralized, a significant milestone that many in the crypto space recognize as a sign of maturity. And he teased a future where Pi would play a vital role in decentralized finance and help individuals manage their digital identity in a trustless, secure way. But while the presentation was full of bold ideas and promising philosophies, there was one thing noticeably missing: clarity. No confirmed date for Mainnet launch. No product timeline. No direct answer to the questions that the Pi community had been waiting to hear. The excitement in the room quickly started to give way to confusion. Online, forums and Twitter threads lit up with frustration. People wanted more than visionary statements, they wanted action. And without it, the market responded the only way it knows how, fast and harsh. Within just a few hours of the announcement, Picoin dropped by a staggering 21%. The price fell to 68 cents, an enormous slide from its May high of $1.50. That's more than a 62% drop in just a matter of weeks. And this wasn't just a minor dip. Analysts began warning that Pi could drop even further, possibly back to the 40 cents levels it touched in April. For many investors, that would mean deep losses. For the community, it meant something worse: doubt. In a surprising turn, the Pi core team tried to reignite optimism just days later by announcing the launch of a massive new initiative, Pi Network Ventures. A $100 million venture capital fund. Its goal is to incentivize dApp developers to build within the Pi ecosystem. It's a bold move. And one that could eventually build real utility around Picoin. But even that announcement came with a dose of skepticism. $100 million is a lot of money, yes, but without a working mainnet or a mature ecosystem, some critics argue it's like pouring water into a bucket full of holes. It doesn't help that many developers still see Pi as too early, too experimental, and lacking the tools and structure needed for serious adoption. Amid the chaos, one influential figure in the community, known as Dr. Altcoin, stepped forward with a possible roadmap to get Pi Network back on track. According to him, the recovery will need a methodical, phased approach. He suggested forming a solid venture capital team within the next 6 to 12 months, supporting developer onboarding and project incubation in the next 3 to 6 months, and aiming to launch high-quality decentralized applications within the next 1 to 2 years. It's a smart plan. But it's also a slow one. In crypto, time is everything. Without constant progress and strong communication, projects can fade away. No matter how strong their vision might be. Still, there's a wildcard in all of this: exchange listings. Dr. Altcoin hinted that if Picoin could secure a listing on a major exchange, Binance being the most discussed possibility, it could dramatically change the narrative. A listing of that scale could expose Pi to millions of new investors and potentially push the price back up quickly. But that kind of move would require transparency, tech readiness, and regulatory clarity, 3 areas where Pi still seems to be playing catch-up. Meanwhile, trading activity has exploded. Volume has surged by 40%, hitting over $561 million. But here's the twist: most of that activity is selling. Investors, worried about the lack of delivery, are jumping ship. And while price drops are common in volatile markets, what's concerning here is the loss of confidence. Crypto doesn't just run on tech, it runs on belief. And when that fades, price follows. Still, let's not write Pi Network off just yet. What's happening here is a classic Web3 tension: vision versus delivery. Ambition versus execution. On one side, you have a project with one of the largest mobile user bases in crypto history, a powerful long-term vision, and now a well-funded initiative to grow an actual ecosystem. On the other side? A shaky launch, declining price, vague communication, and growing impatience from its own supporters. So the big question is this: can Pi Network turn this around? It absolutely can, but only if the core team shifts gears. They need to launch the mainnet. Not next year. Now. They need real use cases, not just promises. And they need to communicate clearly, consistently, and transparently with their community. Because here's the truth: the Pi Network still has huge potential. But in this market, potential without proof doesn't go far. Investors are looking for results. And so far, they haven't seen enough to justify the hype. What happens in the next 6 to 12 months will define the future of Picoin. If they get it right, this could be one of the most remarkable comebacks in crypto. But if they stay vague and miss key milestones, Pi risks fading into irrelevance, just another dream that never delivered. So, what do you think? Did Pi Network blow its big opportunity at Consensus 2025, or is this just a painful step toward long-term success? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I want to hear from you. I'll be responding to as many as I can. And if you're into crypto news that cuts through the hype and gives you the truth, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Because in crypto, the only thing more valuable than a good token is good information. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.